Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. We're going to do an Oracle and affirmations for today. Today is Saturday. It is May 23rd, 2026. You may follow me on the Talk the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates. It all might resonate. It's just affirmations. We're actually going to use the Dark Mirror Oracle by Hattie Thorne. You can find this at hattiethorne.com. She also has an Etsy. Pardon me. She also has an Etsy shop. I don't know what that's about. That felt like I was burping up my electrolyte drink, but I haven't had my I had my electrolyte drink yesterday morning. I haven't had one yet this morning. Um, I'm just gonna read a few cards for shadow work. If you're interested, you don't have to participate. You can scroll on. Totally up to you. I pulled 4 cards after a few shuffles. I'm just gonna read them to you. If I have anything to add, I will add it, and then I'm going to let it go at that because this is for you guys to work on yourselves if you so desire. We got, what are my hidden desires and passions that I've neglected? How do I cope with stress, and what are healthier alternatives? Exercise. Exercise is a healthier alternative. And let me tell you something. And maybe it's just my personality because I do tend to have an addictive personality. But I have become addicted to exercising just as much as I became addicted to alcohol, sex. Like seriously. When I don't exercise, when I don't do my walking every day, I start to freak out internally. It's kind of crazy. What are the things I feel unworthy of having or experiencing? Nothing. It should be nothing. Definitely something to look into. You are worthy. And what are recurring patterns or themes do I see in my relationships? I was literally just thinking about this. I was literally just thinking about this as I was getting ready to do the video. I'm just going to say a little something here about this, and then I'm going to let the video go. So, if you follow, if you subscribe, you know that I was in love with a guy at work last year. 2 of my friends from work decided not to be friends with me anymore, and those 2 lovely young ladies decided to go be friends with him, even though that they know that he hurt me. So there are other people in our department that hang out with them as well. Okay. And there's this gentleman, sort of kind of friends with. I have his phone number because he literally lives right down the street from me. So kind of like a Homer, please be quiet. Kind of like, I know he's not going to be quiet. Kind of like, if you ever need a ride to work kind of thing. Okay, fine. He's single. He owns his own townhome. He spends a lot of time with his mom. His dad passed away a few years ago. His sister has a little kid. I think I kind of talked to you about this before. Anyway, yesterday I asked him if he wanted to go to the food truck festival last night because there was one. It's at Lake County Fairgrounds in Illinois. Okay. And he goes, "Oh, no, no, like I'm going to spend time with my sister and my family." And I was like, "Oh, okay. No problem. Like, no problem. Like, whatever." I asked another lady at work if her and her kids wanted to go. I asked my good friend at work who took the weekend off so her husband could have his birthday party. She didn't want to go. And I asked somebody else. Who did I ask? Hold on. I gotta open the door because he's driving me crazy, and he knows he's driving me crazy. Um, I asked another person to go. Come on. Oh, I asked my best friend like months ago, and she said, "Oh yeah, I'll go." And then last night when I reminded her, she's like, "You never said anything." Okay. And then my other friend at work, technically her and I had been planning to go for like the last couple weeks, and she bailed on me last night at the last minute. So, and I just took that as I'm not going by myself. I went by myself last year. Um just to walk around and grab some food. I'm like, I'm not going by myself this year. So I ended up not going. I stayed home and did readings, and I ended up falling asleep really early, which ended up being really good for me because I needed the sleep. But yeah, I asked him to go, and he said no, and I was like, okay, fine, And I went to lunch, and when I went to lunch, I go and sit outside now. I sit outside, rain or shine. Like, I do not want to be in the building. I don't want the vibes. Like, I need some air. I need some sun. Even if it's cloudy out there, give me the clouds. I'd rather have the clouds than sit in the break room all day. Like, no, I'll pass. I'm a flower. I need air, and I and I need the sun. So I came back in a few minutes early, and I set my went to set my stuff down on the table. And I think I told you guys this last night in one of the readings. When I got to the wall partition from where the entrance is for the building to the break room, as soon as I got to that wall partition, one of the women that ditched me as a friend looked at me from across the room and then said something. Like, I could see her lips moving. She said something. And the guy that I asked to go to the food truck festival looked at me. And then the other guy, the younger guy that was sitting with them, not the one that I was in love with, looked at me. And then the other woman that ditched me as a friend to go be friends with the guy I was in love with looked at me. And I just put my head down and put my stuff on the table. I took my last sip of my matcha drink that I ordered from Wednesday, and I just left. Or I went to go, actually, I went to go sit with the friend that said she might come with her daughters, but she didn't go to the food truck rally. She never texted me. So I was just like, don't you have anything better to do than talk about people behind their back? And when I tell you that there is no doubt in my mind, that this guy turned around and told them, "Hey, she asked me out. Can you believe that?" I guarantee you he said something derogatory, something negative. Like, "Oh, she asked me out. Can you believe that?" I literally think that that's what he said, because I keep thinking that. And so now the four of them make fun of me because I asked him out, even though, I mean, I wasn't really asking him out on a date. Um, I don't understand these people at work. And it just makes me realize more and more that when I invest in people, I'm consistently investing in the wrong people. Consistently. And I have a few friends at work, like, they're honest. Like, they're truth, like they'll talk to me, whatever the case, but we're not like friends. I know that we're not friends. They know that we're not friends, but I can confide in them and they're not going to tell my secrets. Like, that's a hell of a lot better than what I was putting up with before, what I was dealing with before. I don't know. Friendships, relationships are difficult. Let me just say that, because I literally feel like right now, like, I have zero friends. Zero friends. The friend that I am friends with, that I've been friends with for 20 years outside of work, she is always a trial and a tribulation. Like, she's older than me, so, set in their ways kind of thing. But she always gets snappy and angry and judgmental, but then turns around and looks at me like I'm snappy and I'm angry and I'm judgmental. It's like, you're projecting, ma'am. um she's the one I'm going to New York with at the end of the year, and I think once I go to New York, I think that will probably be the last straw for me, because I can only imagine what that trip's going to be like. But you better believe I'm going, because I want to go to New York. I've never been. Um, and then my friend at work, I can't help her. She's a Trump supporter. She's living in the 1930s. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know. There's something wrong there. Like, she just doesn't. She's a mega cultist, so, like, she just doesn't. She doesn't understand what the real world is. She doesn't understand humanity. compassion, empathy, anything like that. I'm going to leave this here. I have to figure out I have to dig deep and figure out my own relationship stuff. I hope it resonates. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you're entertained. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. I will talk to you later. Bye.